The night the World Cup broke every script, 64 seconds. That's all it took for Paraguay's Matias Galarza to detonate Turkey's World Cup dream in San Francisco. The fastest goal of the tournament so far. Andres Cubas pinched the ball, slid it to Julio Enciso, who slipped Galarza through the legs of Mary Demirel and passed a diving Ugurcan Çakır before most fans had even sat down. What followed was almost cruel. Turkey, stacked with Arda Güler, Kenan Yıldız, and Hakan Çalhanoğlu, laid siege to Paraguay's goal for the next 89 minutes. 32 shots, an XG of 2.10 against Paraguay's measly 0.32, and got absolutely nothing for it. A header clattered off the bar and post. A late effort was brilliantly saved. Then, as if the football gods needed one more twist, Miguel Almirón became the first player ever sent off under a bizarre new law banning players from covering their mouth during a confrontation. Paraguay survived a man down. Turkey are out, and the internet is still arguing how a team can lose a World Cup match after basically playing keepy-uppy in the opponent's box for 90 minutes. Just down the coast in Boston, Scotland, were living their own nightmare in fast forward. It took Morocco's Ismail Saibari only 70 seconds, the fastest goal in Moroccan World Cup history, to ghost in behind Scotland's back line, control a perfectly weighted ball from Brahim Diaz, and bury it past Angus Gunn. And then, nothing. Scotland pushed, subbed, and pleaded for the rest of the match, but never once forced a shot on target. Scott McTominay went down in the box under contact from Naif Agurd, and football's punditry world split right down the middle. Ali McCoist and Christina Unkel screaming penalty, Roy Keane and Ange Postecoglou insisting it wasn't. Two goals, 90 seconds apart in real time but worlds apart in consequence, decided two completely different nights and left Scottish fans staring at a stat line with a 0 where their shots on target column should be. While the underdogs were stealing headlines, Brazil were quietly rewriting history in Philadelphia. Haiti, in their World Cup debut, frustrated the five-time champions for a stubborn 20 minutes until Matheus Cunha decided enough was enough. The Manchester United forward scored twice, Vinicius Jr. added a goal and an assist, and Brazil tore the game open before halftime for a comfortable 3-0 win. Buried beneath the celebration was a genuinely massive number. That win pushed Brazil to 240 all-time World Cup goals, overtaking Germany's 239 to reclaim the record for most goals scored by any nation in tournament history. A 92-year-old race quietly settled on a Friday night in Philly. The only dent in an otherwise perfect evening came when Rafinha limped off injured right before the break, casting a shadow over Brazil's blockbuster date with Scotland still to come. And then there was Seattle, where the USA proved something far scarier than a scoreline. Christian Pulisic, the team's biggest star, was ruled out hours before kickoff with a calf injury, exactly the kind of news that sinks a host nation's night. Instead, Australian defender Cameron Burgess turned a Folarin Balogun cross into his own net in the 11th minute, and 21-year-old Alex Freeman calmly slotted home his first-ever World Cup goal right before halftime. The U.S. shut the door completely after the break, secured a clean sheet, and locked up top spot in Group D with a game to spare, all without their best player kicking a single ball. Exciting for American fans, mildly terrifying for everyone else. 4 matches, 4 completely different stories, a record broken in silence, a favorite humiliated by the stat sheet, a hero who needed just over a minute, and a champion who didn't even need its best player to show up. If this is what match day 2 looks like, the knockout rounds might break the internet entirely.